Hey, Seth David here with another spectacular screencast brought to you right here at SethDavid.com, Nerd Enterprises Incorporated, nerdenterprises.com. Come over here to SethDavid.com and you can browse the Nerdyverse and find all of my lovely online resources right here. Or give me a call at 866-945-8070 and I'll be happy to help guide you to the help that you need, whatever that might be. Could be one-on-one training, could be a course that helps answer your questions, could be any number of things. So reach out to me. I'm available and I'm here. Today we're talking about a video response that I wanted to do to an article that was published by Gene Marks. I'm a big fan. I love Gene Marks, and he posted this article here called Quick, What's 15% of 129? So my article here is entitled Quick, 15% of 129 is 19.35. And in the article, Gene goes on to explain that successful business owners are generally good with numbers, and they're able to quickly calculate important figures that have to do with important metrics in their business. And they're able to do it quickly. And then by the end of the article, and you should definitely read it, he goes on to explain that, does that mean you can't be successful if you're not good with numbers? No, by all means, it doesn't mean that at all. It means that you're at a disadvantage and you might need to employ the right help to get you there. And I want to propose something else. I want to propose that one of the ways you can get there, I mean, he's kind of told us what to do. I want to show you how you can possibly do it by using technology, by using the tools that are available and at your disposal. So let's start by taking a look at QuickBooks Online. One of the reasons I love QuickBooks Online is the reporting. Above all the other cloud accounting apps, in my opinion, QuickBooks Online has the best reporting. So let's take a look. If we go over from SethDavid.com, I've created this area called Useful Links and Resources. And from here, we can get right into the QuickBooks Online test drive. Let's take a look. I'll validate that I'm not a robot and get in there. And first and foremost, so if you're the CEO and you're using QuickBooks Online, and if you're not using QuickBooks Online, you should consider it very seriously for the exact reason that I'm about to show you. Let's go into reports. I'll go into my recommended. We'll start with the balance sheet. Right? Now, the thing is, I like to total this by month because I like to see the trends, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to save the customization. I'm going to keep this really simple in the interest of time. And we'll call this balance sheet monthly year to date. And we're going to create a new group. We'll call it weekly reports. I'll click add and save. And now if I go back to the reports menu and I go to my custom reports, there it is. Let's add one more report to this. And obviously there are a bunch that I would have you add, in a real situation. But since this is just for demonstration purposes, here we go, profit and loss. We want that by month. And always, always, always analyze on an accrual basis. I don't care if you're a cash basis taxpayer. You can't run and analyze a business on a cash basis. It leaves too much important information out of the picture. You need to do this on an accrual basis so that when we go back to the balance sheet in a minute, you can actually see who owes you money and how much they owe you. Cash basis leaves that out of the picture. I can't run a business like that. Even if I file on a cash basis, then the only reason for running the cash basis reports is for filing purposes. Everything else should always be done on accrual. I'm passionate about that. All right, let's save this one. Monthly year to date. And the reason it's important to title it properly is because the name of the memorized report is going to take that on. I actually don't need a new group. I've already created it now. And save. And back to reports, and go away. Go away. Back to my custom reports, and here they are. Now notice at the group level it says unscheduled. We're going to click edit, and we're going to set the email schedule, right? And I'll set it weekly. I can pick what day. Let's say every Monday I want to get the reports for everything cumulatively through the end of the previous week. And of course here I can indicate the email addresses, and then I can indicate a CC. And so these reports will get emailed to me every single week on a schedule, right? But that's not it, because then let's say I'm on my mobile device and I'm opening it, and it's going to open up an Excel, and there's an Excel app for mobile devices, which works pretty well. But I'd like to encourage you to consider doing what I'm about to show you next, which is getting this stuff into Google Sheets. So rather than doing the actual email, let's go run the balance sheet monthly, and let's just export it really quick to Excel. right? So I'll drop it right onto my desktop here. And then we'll do the same thing with the profit and loss. And I'll save that. Now let's bring over my desktop folder. I came prepared. So here's my desktop files. Let me make this smaller. I had this open on a much larger screen over there. And then let's go into, I've already prepared a folder, I've already prepared with an open folder to where my files are for this very video that I'm producing. So now we're just going to take these, and the difference is this is my desktop and this is Google Drive. So this is Google Drive, works just like Dropbox or any of these other file sharing services. You can easily install the Google Drive app so you can sync your files up, and that way you have the best of both worlds because you have Office documents like Excel as well as Google documents. And even though I know that Excel has collaborative capabilities, you can use SharePoint and Office 365, I still say Google Drive is a much better way to go. So these are small files, so they should only take a minute to sync up. Let me go find them in my Google Drive folder on the web. So here's the web side of that very same folder, and sure enough, they're already here. The X's mean Excel, that little icon means Google Sheets. So let's Control click and select both of these, and we're going to open them with, I guess I can only do it one at a time. Open with Google Sheets. And back to here. Open with Google Sheets. So at this point, you might already be thinking, oh, this seems like a lot of steps, Seth, but the reality is in less than, well under 5 minutes actually, I've got these files up here and converted into Google Sheets. So let's go look at the balance sheet now. And let's say I wanted to look at some things like the quick ratio, right? I don't need this. I can remove this. So let's delete it. So the quick ratio is the current assets divided by the current liabilities. Actually, that's the current ratio. So let's do the current ratio, right? So current, and let's get total current assets. Boom, divided by total current liabilities. All right, that's going to be 0, of course. And then as I go across, I get numbers. And I can write a simple formula to get rid of that number div 0 ugliness. Format these like a decimal. And now I can start to see some important information already. Let's freeze rows. And I'm moving fast almost on purpose to show you how easily this can be done quickly. And of course, you can always pause the video. Right? So boom. And now I can look at the trend. I can see, okay, in April we were here. And then as I move forward in time, this is something I'd want to take a look at. Whoa, how did we jump up so much? Right? So I'd look at, okay, well, cash is not much change there. So something went down significantly, perhaps, in the liabilities. Total liabilities went down to $10.50. Right? Whereas before it was $300. So a significant drop in total liabilities. We obviously paid off this $300 of accounts payable. Now, do you see how quickly I can analyze that by just having this information in front of me and having this calculation done? I think you get the picture. Obviously, I can do an hour webinar on this, and I will. And also, I mentioned this in the write-up. You should definitely come over to my site and go into the course directory, and I have a video in here. A series of videos in a course called How to Evaluate a Company, Analytics, and Business Valuation, where I'm going to teach you about all these ratios and high-level kind of ratio analysis. So that's really important. And then the bottom line is you could actually go through Gene's article and look at some of the numbers he's asking you to calculate and pull from. You'll need more detailed information than what just the balance sheet and profit and loss give you for some of the numbers he's referring to. But the point is you can create a workflow and system very easily using the technology that's here to provide you with the information on, let's say, a weekly basis so that you have it at your fingertips in a click or in a flash. Now, let's talk about that. So how do I make sure that I can get access to this easily? I'm going to star this, and we'll go over here and I'm going to star this. And what that does is it makes it very easy through my mobile device to access these files because now they're in a queue of starred files. Obviously, just make sure you don't accumulate so much junk in the starred area that you can't find it anymore. The starred area should be reserved for those kind of high-level important things. Now, let's jump over quickly to my mobile device and see what this looks like and how quickly you can access this stuff from your mobile. Okay, so here's my mobile. And let me go to, of course, I have my mobile stuff really organized, and that's important. So I'll go to my little files folder. Let's go to Drive. And I'm already in the Starred, but if normally you'll go to My Drive at first. You tap this guy, and right here you have Starred. I'll do it with my mouse so you can see where I'm clicking. And let me just pull down to refresh to make sure it's up to date. And here they are. So now if I'm a business owner and I want to analyze this, I can just bang these and go to the balance sheet. And look, I'm the first one who's going to tell you it's unwieldy to look at financial reports on a mobile device. But it's here and it's available if you need it. Of course, it's going to work a lot better on a tablet where you have a nice big screen, right? But let's move down here and you can see there's everything, right? So of course I'd probably have this label, maybe give it some nice formatting, but you get the point. It's very easy to make this information very accessible in a flash so that even if you're not good with numbers, if you're in a meeting, you can pull this up in a flash and speak to it intelligently. Now there's more, so stay tuned and bear with me here. Let's talk about what is 15% of 129, right? So I'm going to pick up my mobile device here. I'm going to back it up. Obviously, you can use your calculator on your mobile device, but the point was obviously not how to calculate literally 15% of 129. But I want to show you just how, when you have a more complex calculation, it's very easy even from your mobile device to do this. So here I am in Google Sheets using my Android, and I'm going to put in a formula. I'm going to say 0.15, check. Over here, let's do 129, check. Over here. I love how easy it makes it to write the formula from your mobile device. I can tap right there, equals, tap on the 0.15, hit the star, which is for multiply, tap on the 129, check, done. So again, learn to use the tools. This is what I spend all day doing, is figuring out what tools are out there to help you do stuff like this very, very easily. Let's go back to the browser. Again, this is always going to be easier to do in a browser because you just have more digital real estate to play with and it's easier to work with. But the point is you can create the environment, you can create the ecosystem in which you have this information at your fingertips. It's not hard. So whether you do this yourself or with someone's help, whether you're good with numbers or not, you can still be amazingly successful. You can still be an amazingly successful business owner by learning how to use the tools that can get you there with ease. One last thing, and I'll let you go with actually two final thoughts. Next thing, I mentioned this in the write-up, use Finagraph. Finagraph seamlessly syncs to QuickBooks Online, and in seconds, it will run a lot of these important high-level ratio. Gene talks about, if I remember correctly, I think he talked about inventory turnover. That you can have calculated in a flash, and as you move your mouse over it, Finagraph gives you a good detailed explanation of not only what the ratio is, not only how it's calculated, but potential solutions to problems, as you can see on my screen, for how you can improve a ratio like this in case there is a problem indicated. And Finagraph beautifully indicates for you where there may be problems using this sort of flagging system. So definitely check out Finagraph. In the article that I wrote up on this video, I've linked to one that I did on Finagraph earlier in the year. As always, if you have any questions, please post your comments, questions, feedback, concerns below. And reach out to me, 866-945-8070, or Seth@nerdenterprises.com, or Seth@SethDavid.com. Any of those ways will get you in touch with me so I can get you the help you need quickly, promptly, and without having to break a sweat. As always, I hope you enjoyed this and learned something and had some fun along the way. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on the web.